Hey, what's going on YouTube? Here's a 5-hour chart on the dollar. You can see the gap down. Couple hammers, knocking out a bottom, make a double bottom. Looks like it tried to move down, ended up making a bullish piercing pattern here. Came all the way up, closed the gap, and now moving back down, making a double top into resistance as gaps are used as support and resistance lines. So right now we've got a previous high break in 94.18 or so, breaking in the previous lows. As it wants to reach its natural point, the 34 SMA. That's a 5-hour chart. But looking longer term, we got higher low, we got a double bottom, we got a bullish piercing again. You can see that off the 5-hour. Filled the gap and got knocked into resistance as the EMA 8 is right there at the gap on a daily chart. So right now we're working with a pretty bullish 2-bar pattern, but it got knocked into resistance and got knocked back, so it might need some time to gather its legs to try again. As longer term so far, how we're faring this week, you can see the there could be either, well, no, it would be a confirmed falling star as it broke previous low, but quickly could be negated as a price could come back up and making that candle, since it's at the bottom below the 34, could be construed, if price comes up above previous highs and lows, or previous lows, could be construed as a inverted hammer. So right now we got falling star, but see how it comes to next couple weeks as the monthly is coming to a close. For June, still pretty bearish there, as the last line of defense is at 92. Look for previous low breaks at 93, all the way down, if it wants to come back all the way down to 90, which is correlating with this meeting line right here on a monthly chart. So we've got the Brexit coming here on Thursday. Really haven't been paying attention, as I would suspect that the election will be thrown, as far as I know, the people don't want to be in the EU, but the bureaucrats and those who control the elections are probably going to throw it in their direction, which we've seen that a lot lately. Pretty blatant election fraud all over the place. So I guess if we see that, they'll try to hold the markets together, but I bet you that people will start rioting like they are in France. But we'll see. Pretty sure that people are tired of this world government experiment. S&P still working that that tight curve. See if we can get a little pop out of it, as we got a nice inverted hammer here. We've got a regular hammer here, knocking out the bottom. Look for previous high breaks as it moves across resistance, the EMA 8 and the 13, bouncing here off of the 34. Everything's right here in a tight spot, so S&P could go either direction. What you got to do is put your lines in. You got a higher low, and you got a pretty tight, sharp angle coming down. So we'll see what happens if it's getting caught in this little pattern. Want to get above previous highs, look for previous lows, as that line is pretty shallow, so I imagine it's going to come down, bounce again like it has previously. Looking deeper in the 5-hour, You can see that reverse head and shoulders there. Make an opposing point. There's our nice hammer over the 34. So right now, even closer, looking at this, we have support on the EMA 8, and we have a long resistance line coming across the top. Look for price to come in even tighter into this area and see if it wants to go another step higher. Otherwise, you got a sharper angle here. Hang on one second. There. Now you can see it. It's a little bit tighter in there. It looks like it wants to go up. It's taking another step as we speak. Jumping across the EMA 8. Got an inverted hammer here. We got a nice hammer here. We did have a spinning top with an extension bar hitting our opposing point. Look for a previous high break of the double top here as price will break out. And always pay attention to the gaps. Longer term, let's see what's going on. Looks like we're still above the EMA 8, 13. Working off that spinning top on a weekly. We'll get some bounce off the EMA 8 twice now on a weekly chart. So far for the month, as we come to a close next week, as summer has just begun, who knows what's going to happen come Thursday and the rest of the month. But right now we're still above that lower highs we've been concentrating on for a while, as the EMA 8 and 13 have moved up in the angle of up, following the trend, the long-term trend, simple moving average 34. So pay attention to previous high breaks, which would be 2100. Not too far away. Dow Jones, same kind of thing going on. Everything seems to be in a kind of a lull, waiting for something to happen. But long-term daily chart in that top pattern looks pretty top-heavy, as we always been saying, but nothing yet. As price is we want to stay above that higher low trend line that we've been talking about, and it busted through. So we got this little top channel. We do have a falling star, came down, bounced, and now we have, so far for the week, another falling star. So let's see what happens. We are above support all the way down, working off a higher low. Trade outside the pattern. Buy into support, the EMA 13 or EMA 8. On a weekly chart, always stay above the EMA 8. So there we go. Waiting for Thursday. Let's take a look at Deutsche Bank. Nice bounce. It's a pretty tremendous bullish piercing pattern. There's gaps. Huge amount of gaps in this thing. So we go to the longer term, see what we can find. There's that hammer. I figured it was either a hammer or a bearish retracement as price broke down below trend Looks like it was a hammer, and it bounced. Right now we're into resistance as we've got a longer term trend line. Coming down from above. So it's got a lot of work to do. They are not out of the woods. It is, as you can see, the trend is down. Trend is down. The EMA 8 and 13 are kind of came straight down and kind of sideways now as price is trying to get above. Look for a previous high break of 1824. Or, yeah, stay above 18 because we got a previous high over here. So nice bounce into the Brexit. See if they can hold it together. Let's take a quick look at the correlation to Deutsche Bank and the 10-year bond. As you can see, that same bounce. It's a daily, weekly. Looks like Deutsche Bank looks a little bit better, but they're both below the resistance still. Previous lows, EMA 8 and 13 from bottoms. It's got to work its way up in the previous lows again. So keep an eye on that. See what's going to happen on Thursday on this one. I think it was nearly crossing into negative area, which a lot of people will say is just ludicrous to see these things go negative. I mean, who's going to buy bonds that are negative? Why would you hold something that's carrying a negative yield? I don't know. Things are crazy. That's all I can say. Crude. Looks like we got knocked into resistance and got knocked back today from Monday's little pump there. We got a double bottom. We got a slight bullish piercing pattern as it opened down and closed way up. For the week, looks like we might get a flat top break. Right, as we're above 50 again. Flat top break, stay above 50. We got previous highs over here. 50 will get you 60, I remember, on crude. So it's knocked in the previous lows, and then we'll see if we can get up to previous highs, which is 50% of this candle here. Right? Approximately. 50 will get you 60. See what happens. Stay above 50 at all costs. We got support all the way down. So, monthly chart on crude. I know it's got a V bottom, so it's got a lot of work to do. I would imagine it coming up to 60, backing off, and creating a reverse head and shoulders on crude. That's what it appears to be doing so far, as it needs to come up somewhere between now and 60, come back 50%, should be about 54, and then try to make a previous high break, getting up to his natural course at 34. Gold kind of got knocked back again on Monday, but weekly we want to stay above the EMA 8 at all costs. So we're right there. We are below the spot where we want to be to move higher, at least in effect to try to break 13 again. We want to stay above 1280. So we're below that spot, but EMA 8 is right there at 1260. Use that as support, buy into support, stay above the previous high. 1260. Don't know if it's going to hit 1260 or not, or just turn around on a dime or fall apart. But we do have that strong bullish piercing pattern that carried us all the way back up to 13, making new highs. So is this thing bullish? Yeah, I think so. But after it made that high, made that head fake, I believe that volume has dried up into support. You can always see the volume drying up into support. I don't have a volume chart. I haven't checked the volume chart, but I suspect on a weekly chart so far this week, volume is pretty low and drying up as you come down into support. Because most people out there, they chase it, right? They don't buy into support. They wait. They wait for the confirmation. But the big boys out there, they like buying into support. So far for the month, we got that 1-2 punch still working. We got, so let's see here, what day is the month to end? We got until next Thursday. So, is it highly possible that we can get across 13, closing the month on a new high? I think it's practical. We're only $30 off, right? You can see the EMA 8 crossing the 34 on a monthly chart. See what happens. We've got shorter term trend lines moving across. Change in trend. Let's watch for that previous high break. Take a measured move from the bottom to 30, near and around the 30, 34. Take a measured move from there, or this first high. Actually, take the bottom, take the first high, take a measured move from 13. See what happens. I believe it's bullish. Just have to wait a little bit. Who knows what's going to happen on Thursday. Silver, let's move on. I think silver's having a little trouble, but you can see on a daily the left head, right shoulder forming. We are above trend on a daily, but we are below the 8. So we need to get above the 8 on a daily. Let's go a little bit deeper. Could come down at any second, but as far as I know, it keeps testing us. Can it break down? Most certainly could. You take the measured move, take the high 18. Let's just call it. Let's call it 17. So from 18 to 17, take $1, take a measured move. Could we see? No, 17 would be too. Anyhows, take the high, take the low, take the break, take a measured move. If it does, I don't know. It could, but on the longer term, we got to complete that right shoulder. Who knows what's going to complete, as it could come down into 17 range, bouncing off the EMA 8 on a weekly chart. So we're well above the EMA 8 on a weekly chart. So we're still bullish. Is it done gathering its legs? I don't know yet, but see what happens. It's likely to come down to the 8, but is it going to do it this week? I don't know. Something might happen. We have some tremendously good news. All of a sudden, it'll shoot past 18, won't even ask any questions. It'll probably gap to 18 and just keep running. I've seen that a lot in the past. GDX real quick. You can still see the reverse head and shoulders. Let's see how long it's going to take to complete this right shoulder. Making a higher low. We got support at the 34. On the daily, we're below the EMA 8, but let's see, weekly, we're above. So stay above the EMA 8 on a weekly at all costs. GDXJ, same thing, just in a holding pattern. Not much going on, but let's get above the EMA 8 by the end of the week. Let's make sure this right shoulder is complete before we get another previous high break. I would say if we get above 41.30, use that as your support, as it could easily break that previous high, no problem. That's it, guys. Appreciate it. Pretty burnt out on work. That's why I didn't do a video yesterday. And trying to wait for that Thursday to come along as fast as possible because I'm tired of waiting for all these decision makers, the unelected bureaucrats, central bankers that seem to think that they can control the markets. Really tired of all that. So I haven't been paying attention really. I've been doing a lot of other things. But once it starts to get going again, I think we'll be on a good, nice bull market for a couple years, 3 years probably. So please share, comment, and like. Let me know what's going on out there. See ya.